it's Miss Chloe from the Collier County Public Library. Today I'm here at the Greater Naples Fire and Rescue with my new firefighter friends.
I'm Captain Craig Weinbaum.
I'm Lieutenant Jones.
Let's take a tour of their truck.
Boys and girls, we all get excited when we see a fire truck go down the road. They're big, shiny, and red, they're loud. But what's really cool about fire trucks that you don't know is in all these cabinets are all the tools. So we really look at these things like a big giant toolbox that gets us all the equipment to the scene, to the fire, to the accident, whatever we have to go to. So I wanted to open up a couple of the doors and show you some of the cool equipment. This is a cabinet that holds a bunch of saws and fans. We can use the fans to get smoke out of the house. We use the saws to open up windows and doors or gates, whatever we need the saw for, whatever we might need to cut. When we go to this cabinet, these are all called like the Firefighter Tools. These are tools that we use to cut through walls, break things, whatever we need to do to get into the fire to save somebody's life. We use the tools that are in here. Where one of the firefighters keeps their gear. We have lots of rope bags in case we have to do a rope rescue where we have to, maybe someone fell down a hole and we have to help them up with the ropes. We can use those to help them up, and different ropes for different things. Behind here is like the heartbeat of the truck. That's the pump. This truck holds 800 gallons of water in it already. So when we get to a fire, we can pull the hoses off and start pumping water and get the fire out really quickly because we don't always have to connect to a fire hydrant. If we need more water, we connect to a fire hydrant. But we already have 800 gallons of water in a big tank that's in the middle of this truck, and there's a big pump that pumps the water and uses the engine of the truck to pump the water. Pretty cool stuff. Another cabinet here. There's some extra hoses there. And because we live in Florida and there's lots of rain and stuff like that, and the sun is really hard on things, we keep our hoses under covers so they don't get dried up and stuff like that from the sun beating on them, and it keeps them as clean as we can too. And those where the fire hoses are. Inside is where the firefighters sit. This is where the firefighter in the truck would sit. He sits in the back and his air pack is right there behind, already ready to go in his seat. And then there's other equipment in the cabinets. That's where we keep our medical equipment and things like that for medical calls. We come to this cabinet, and that's where we keep our medical gear. And that cabinet goes into the other side, so we can get it from the inside or the outside. And that's all the different things we'll bring in if someone's sick on a medical call. This is where the officer would sit. He sits and he's got a computer up there, and that tells us where to go. It tells us what the call is, and tells us all the different details we need to know. And he tells the driver where to drive, and because we can do the maps from there and use a map to find out where we need to go. What's really cool is right in the front bumper of the fire truck, if we need to get a hose really fast, we have a hose ready to go, already connected, and it's ready to go, and we can pull that off real quick right from the front bumper of the truck. That loud noise you hear when the fire truck's coming, that comes from this. This is called the Q siren, and it's the favorite one of all the firefighters. We love using the Q. It's really loud. This is where the driver engineer of the fire truck sits. This is where he drives, and that's a specialized thing where they have to do lots of training. The engineer is in charge of all the equipment, the pumps, getting the truck to where we need it to go. He's pretty amazing. He has to take a lot of extra classes and do a lot of extra reading to learn how to do the things he's got to do. This is another door that leads to where the firefighter would sit. We already saw in there. This is the pump panel. This, again, is a big thing for the driver engineer. This is where the driver engineer controls the water that's coming out of the truck. And he has to learn things like math, big time math. This is like algebra, stuff that you're gonna learn in like 6th grade. This is the big stuff. He needs to know how much water and how much pressure to push the water out of the truck that we have enough water to put the fire out. More cabinets and more tools. These are another air pack, some things that the engineer may have to connect to hoses. There's a small little toolbox for us. This is all stuff we use for vehicle accidents. These would be locks to keep the car from moving. And we have what we call kitty litter. If there's an oil spill or a fuel spill, we put the kitty litter or the absorbent on that, and that dries it up. This cabinet's the cool one. This is pretty cool. This cabinet is where we keep the jaws of life. The jaws of life are the tools that we would use in a bad car accident where the car's really crunched up and we need to get the person out. We can actually cut a car up into pieces with these. And I'll show you one of the tools. This is called the spreader. Now this is very heavy. You have to be strong to be a firefighter. But this is the spreader. And we can spread apart. We can spread apart the doors of a car. We can cut the roof off a car. We can do some pretty cool stuff with these. So this is the Jaws of Life compartment. That's a pretty fun compartment. That's when we get to have lots of fun. Not for the person that's in the car, but for us as firefighters, we kind of like using our tools, right? The final cabinet that I'll show you. This is where we keep a quick little booster line. That we can do a quick little fire on the side of the road in the mulch or something like that, just a quick small fire. And then these bags here, these are lift bags. We can lift an entire 18-wheeler off the ground with these lift bags if we had to. If it flipped over, we can lift the whole truck up with those lift bags. That's our fire truck, guys. This is a fire engine, and it's engine 22.
Hey guys, it's Lieutenant Jones here. I'm going to show you everything that we wear during a structure fire. I know it looks scary, but I'm going to guarantee you right now, we're here to help you guys. And if you ever see someone coming to you up like this, you can trust them, all right? So, I'm going to start off with my helmet. Really hard helmet. Just in case something falls on my head, it will protect me, just like if I'm riding a bike. We have this thing called an SCBA, an air pack. And it holds 45 minutes worth of air. 45 minutes. So it allows me to go inside the structure and breathe. I use this mask right here, and this thing we call a regulator. It clips into this, and I'll show you in a second. I'll be able to breathe the air that's in this tank, okay? I also have a jacket and these pants. They're real heavy, real thick, but they protect me from heat, fire, and all sorts of sharp objects that I may encounter on my way of extinguishing the fire or rescuing someone. All right? I'm gonna start off by turning on my air bottle. You hear a beep? That clicks you just heard, that means I got air to this. It just beeped. I always put my mask on first. I gotta make sure that it's really tight around here so that air doesn't leak out or smoke doesn't get inside. I then have to put on this. This keeps heat, keeps from the fire touching my ears and my neck, and it helps me not get burnt. Next, I put on my helmet. I gotta strap it on so it doesn't fall off. I then put on my gloves, and then I will clip in. Now I'm breathing air from inside this tank. So now I can go inside the fire, put it out, or I can go and save somebody. If I end up actually getting stuck and I need help, I have an alarm on my air pack, and it's gonna get real loud, but I need to make sure everybody hears me. You ready? And so that helps the firefighters that are coming to rescue me. They helps them locate me, and they can get me out. But that's it, guys, in a nutshell. This is what we look like. Don't be scared.
Thanks for spending some time with me today, boys and girls. One of the things we do when we're not fighting fires is read.
Remember, your library's summer reading program is about to begin. Sign up for Tales and Tales program starting June 1st.
Thanks for tuning in for this edition of Truck Week, boys and girls. I'm here at the Greater Naples Fire and Rescue Station 21. Thanks to all of our firefighter friends who showed us their really cool truck and uniform today. If you guys have any questions for those firefighters, comment on this video and we'll get them answered for you.